And hello, everyone. Welcome to this first episode. This is going to be a short part one introduction to my sustainably minded farm. I wouldn't say it's fully sustainable yet, but that's definitely the mindset behind some of the design going on here. So I'm just going to start right here. This is my very modest sign. I need a more elaborate one, but for now, this is what I have here. One of the signs, I believe, is a downloaded mod. Very simple. It's kind of more of a reminder for me to make the turn coming up on the left. And so I'll start walking up here. As some people that play this game know, like, this is one of the stock maps. I call it the California map because it reminds me of California a little bit. And also, you'll see that there's been some modification in this area. This is usually just an empty field. So I've gone ahead and modified this area some to kind of be like my home base, one of the main parts of my farm. And as I take you guys around, you'll see that there's other areas I've kind of redeveloped for my own purposes. And over here is just a fun little mod that I downloaded. It's basically like your farmer's stand, and it's closed up right now, but usually there's lights on and things, and sometimes I'll have a car parked over here. But let me go ahead and cross the street now, and these are some of my grain bins. This is my small grain bin setup. There's a much larger one down the road. But this is one of my way stations, one of my ramps. So whenever I bring the trucks in, I'll in or out, they'll go over this side. And this is the main road here. As you can see, it's mostly dirt. And one of the mods I have is for traction in the dirt. So some of my vehicles have a hard time coming through here. So at some point I'll probably pave this, or if it gets really wet or something. But I've got this truck here today. This is one of my all-time favorites. This is the Ram 3500 Cummins, dually set up. I use this very much as it's intended to be used. It is my workhorse farm truck. One of several. It's not my main one, but this is the one I definitely enjoy driving the most, just because I have driven some of these in real life, and they are quite fun to drive. And this one is definitely one of the most well-made mods I think I've been in, and just the sound, the quality, the lights, like it all comes together to make a really nice package. And this, I believe, was made by when I get inside here, we'll see. It says on the seats Swigeti Mods. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but really nice design. It is a 6-speed manual, even though I haven't figured out how to shift in this game, or if there's even a mod for shifting. I haven't quite figured out that yet, but I do really enjoy this truck, and just, yeah, it's quite the package. So I'm going to head and fire it up. And one of the things is, like, I always automatically do it, but I turn on the lights separately after starting the engine, and it has a nice display screen there. I just love listening to this truck run, even outside. The sounds are just amazing. I mean, it's a really nice mod, and definitely as close as you can get to real life. So I'm going to continue on now. And like I said, so there's the way station. This over here, we'll take a little detour here. So this is the egg selling station. I haven't made much use of this. It was just more of a place it here and mess with it later kind of deal. There's a box there. I think it might have eggs or something in it, but I haven't figured out what I want to do with that yet. And let's get a little outside audio from this truck. I love how you can also hear, like, the whine of the turbo as you really lay into it. I really like it. I can't say enough how much I enjoy driving this. But anyway, so you see I've got these funny little things placed all over the place. I'm a big fan of wind energy, and just even though, like, these probably aren't designed to give power to anything, I just think they look kind of cool. And if nothing else, maybe they scare birds from crops or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I just enjoy seeing them. They're just my kind of decoration. But yeah, so I'll go back around here, and as you can see, I've got a fence sitting out here. This is just kind of in between jobs right now, so I just parked it there for the moment. It's been sitting there for quite a while, actually, because I've been downloading several new tractors, and I've got a whole fleet of different things that I enjoy driving, and this is just kind of on my standby list. But yeah, this is one of the trucks in the game. This is one of my main grain haulers. One of two, I believe. The other one is parked up by the main garage. But I've got two displays, and there's the filler port and everything. So yeah, I do enjoy this setup here. This is actually pretty nice, and I believe all this stuff is already in the game. But yeah, I do like that a lot. Do like that truck setup. And another mod that I like all the little mods that are out there that kind of add the realism feature, and this one mod is a little different. Instead of being able to see completely behind you, it kind of simulates, how much you'd be able to turn your neck in real life. So I've been using that all the time, and just trying to make things feel a little more real, because some things in this game are definitely designed very close to real life. So try to get it as close as possible. We'll take a stop real quick here. This is my cover crop out here. Yeah, there's a little window in the bottom there. Oilseed radish is my choice of cover crop. I plant this all over the place during the winter months. I do have seasons on. That's why some things look dead. If you've noticed, some of the trees don't look so healthy. This is early spring. If you've noticed that in the top right, it says that in the text. And it is quite cold today, 4 degrees. And the soil's a little chilly as well. This is early spring, so I decided to start making videos now, and as the season progresses, maybe you can see how the things change over the year. But yeah, so this is oilseed radish. It's one of my favorites, just because I like seeing a green field all the time instead of a bare dirt field. And this, this you can obviously see is a little different. This is canola. I think it was the end of the season, and I just had some extra seed in the planter, and I said, all right, I'll do one pass just to dump some seed and also see what happens, because canola itself is also pretty hardy. And so I just, sometimes, when the fields are empty and I just, or it's not growing season really, I just like to kind of experiment and mess around a little bit. So that's the story behind that. But yeah, this oilseed is my go-to choice. And canola is also a popular cover crop in the real world, or in real life, I should say. But yeah, I definitely go with oilseed radish every time. Just as a nice cover crop, it looks pretty to me. I like the way it looks, and like I said, I just prefer a lush-looking green field. I don't fertilize it or anything. I just I just pop it in there. One more run in the planter. This is one of my planters. 7310 is one of my main planter tractors, and this I forget what this is called. Yeah, Great Plains. Okay, and this is actually this is a mod that allows you to plant into the cover crop. So instead of having to clear the field, I can plant seed directly into this. So it took me a while to find a mod that would allow me to do that, but this is one of those. I can add more details later. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite setups. 7310 is an awesome tractor, and also is very close to real life, and is also fun to drive and work in. And I'll pop in here real quick. So yeah, I love this cab. This is a mod too, I believe. And one of my favorite things is listening to this thing start up. Watch the screen load. Yeah, I really, that to me is just, yeah, it kind of blurs the line a little bit for me and what's real. It's like I can just get lost inside this game because of how realistic it makes it seem, and all you need is a little bit of imagination to really, really stretch it and become lost in Farm Sim. So yeah, this is one of my favorite tractors, especially for planning. Planning takes a lot of time, and I usually do everything myself. I don't ever hire workers unless it's a really mundane chore. But so I do everything myself, so I do actually enjoy sitting inside the tractors, getting a tractor as real as possible. Just enjoy the experience of actually doing this, working inside the tractor and doing all the tasks associated with it. Also, the shutdown noises. Yeah, that's that definitely. I love this. I love this tractor. So, but yeah, we'll go back in here and drive up. So like I said, this has all been heavily modified from the stock map, which is included in the game. And so this is my main garage area, and this right here is the shipping container house. That's where I start the game every time I sign in. That's the starting point, because that's where I guess is what they call the bed for the character to sleep in. It's really a couch, but that's enough for me. Over here, this will probably be different videos. I'll give a good tour of this area. I think I've got that traction mod on, and sometimes even this thing struggles a little bit. And it might also be glitchy too. I think it's sometimes this game is a little glitchy. And some of the mods try to compete with each other, and some of the mods kind of conflict sometimes, cause issues, but nothing too serious. Go ahead and shut this down. So you can see there's a lot of stuff laying around here. Kind of in this all ended up here at the end of the working season. So as you can see, it's early spring. Stuff's going to start moving around a lot again. But yeah, I've got my single giant wind turbine there. This is my favorite solar field array over here. Kind of got it tucked out of the way, and more of these nice little wind turbines that you see I'm a huge fan of. And most of these trees I have just added as decoration, but some I try to plant, but I never go through enough cycles in the game for them to actually grow at all. So I kind of wish there were tree tubes so I could remember where they all were, because as you see, I'll walk over here. So these were actually planted by me, not decoration, but actually planted. So these are supposed to grow into trees, and you're supposed to be able to harvest them and everything. That's the whole point. You can't harvest decoration trees, to my knowledge, unless there's a mod out there that might allow you to do that. But so I planted these. Kind of wish there were like tree tubes or something just to make them stick out a little bit more, because as you can see from a distance, they are not visible at all. And one of these days, I'm going to end up forgetting that they're there and park on top of them or something. But I'm going to go ahead and feed Baxter here. Baxter is my boy. I do love the dog mod. Or I think it might even be included with the game. But the dog can follow you around and everything, and you can play fetch with him. I love that. Really, really do enjoy that. I don't take advantage of it as much as I should, because having a dog here kind of just makes the map feel a little more alive, a little more real. And these are a recent mod that I downloaded, and these are all included in one single mod that has several different rarities. Flower barrels and things, and I've kind of taken some time to place all this stuff everywhere. I did have to place them. I haven't actually tried moving them around with my skid loader, or skid steer I should say, but that would be pretty cool if I could do that, because obviously you could do that in real life, is move these around. But yeah, so that's just something I've added in. Everything kind of looked a little bare and empty, so I try not to clutter things up too much, but as you can see, I tend to clutter stuff up anyway. But most farms I've been on seem to more or less have a lot of stuff lying everywhere, especially old. I don't know if you noticed that old-looking planter up there. It's pretty beat up, and this is kind of like my project planter. I think I was going to dedicate this one to exclusively cover crops. But yeah, it's more or less a decoration piece at the moment, but it is fully functional. And I think I bought it used, which is why it looks so scruffed up. It's because you get a discount and not so pretty looking planter, but more to come with that. But yeah, so, and I've got different vehicles here, different size trucks and everything for every need. This is also one of my favorites. I'm actually torn between this and the Cummins. This is supposedly a Duramax, and the interior is pretty decent. I do like the interior a lot, actually, the color, and it does sound to me like a Duramax, and it also looks like a Duramax to me, even though it's not labeled. I think it's probably one of the Lizard trucks. But yeah, this is also my workhorse, as you can see in the little mileage window, which is the gray box that you see floating around sometimes. I use that to keep track of mileage and all the vehicles and engine temperatures and all that. Excuse me. Yeah, it's only got 48 kilometers on it because I don't play this that often. But compared to all the other vehicles, this does have a lot of miles or kilometers. Has a lot of usage compared to the other trucks and equipment. 3.8 hours is what I see there under in the little hour meter below my speedometer and the heads-up display. So, but yeah, this is probably my forever setup here as far as the gooseneck and yeah, the towing bed and everything. And this is a really nice trailer. I use this a lot. I forget why it's so muddy. But yeah, that's another mod that I have turned on is these vehicles get muddy pretty quick. I actually just washed this recently. It was actually totally brown. So I washed it and it's got some nice dirt streaks there. It makes it look a little more realistic instead of being completely covered in mud. So yeah, I'm super happy with this setup. And this is also a pretty nice truck. This is actually GMC. It's got a cat motor in it. Yeah, if you can see, if I back away there, see the little yellow oil pan underneath. So this has got supposedly a Caterpillar diesel engine in it. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But this, I usually fetch seed pallets with this on the back, and it is hooked to another trailer. So sometimes I'll make deliveries with this, and the skid loader will ride on this deck over trailer, and I'll place whatever cargo pallets and things on this deck bed, and that'll kind of be how I make deliveries for tasks and jobs in the game. I see this video is getting kind of long now, so I think more videos will come out later. Hopefully all of this recorded well, because I've been talking for quite a while and recording for quite a while. But yeah, there's a lot there. I do enjoy this game for several reasons. There's a lot of different ways to customize it and make it feel real and kind of simulate the real world, and I do have a lot of fun with it. Ton of mods. It's amazing the amount of mods. I love the mod community. Everything that I download has been free, and by the generosity of people out there that just, I guess, enjoy making mods and seeing them in people's games and everything. So definitely take advantage of that, and I try to correctly give credit to the mods that I use all the time and the mods that I love, to their creators. So with that, I think this is the first episode that I'm going to wrap up and release, and give more videos in the future. If you've made it this far, or if you've skipped ahead this far, I really appreciate you watching. I hope there are some people out there still playing this game. I know there's a new Farm Sim version out there now, but I try to stick to this one just because I've invested a lot of time and energy into the design that I have here, and it's not very elaborate, but in my mind it's got some things out there that I've tried to reproduce from my experiences in the real world, and try to improve it as I continue to find new mods to play with. So with that, again, Baxter and I would like to thank you for watching, and see you in the future.